My name is Bach Duy. I'm an online coach at Road to Fit. Why me? This is my why. So I grew up as a normal kid, was really active, happy, social and energetic. I had a lot of friends and I was playing a lot of sports. Football, dancing, kung fu. If it was a physical sport, I would be playing it all. But at some point in my life, school didn't go really well. And I went from like good grades to like 4s and 5s at every classes. And I felt so tired every day and I didn't know why I lost all the motivation for school. So of course my parents noticed this, that I wasn't doing good at school. And my parents are really Asian, traditional, old school Asian, as I said. And they educated me that way. So school was always number one and still is number one. So for example, they didn't allow me to go to parties even when I was 18. I wasn't allowed to have a girlfriend. And yeah, as I said, school was always number one. So they wanted me to get a super degree to be a lawyer or a doctor. But I didn't feel this way. And at some point, I just got kicked out of school. And then I just lost it all. But there was one thing that kept me going. I found fitness as my drive-in therapy, and I felt I was physically at that moment so strong, but mentally I was still a wreck. I was lost. So I decided to go back to school and get that paper, just to finish the school and get the paper to go to university to make my parents proud. So there was light at the end of the tunnel, and I needed to do one more test to get that paper. And guess what? I failed 5 times at the test, and I got kicked out of that school too. And I wasn't allowed anymore to finish that on that school. So I saw my nieces and sisters going to university and getting good grades, and I've just felt like a failure. I just put so much pressure on myself just to finish school, to make my parents proud, because school was always number one and still is number one for my parents. So failure became normal for me, and I started isolating myself from society, even from friends and family, and I didn't want to talk to them anymore. And my bond with my parents was completely gone at that moment. But at some point in my life, I couldn't live this way anymore because I wasn't happy at the time. And that is what life is about. It's all about being happy and being myself again. So I started asking myself, why me? But then I realized my why. Why did I do all this? So I sorted everything out in my head to understand those questions. Why did I isolate myself from people? And why did I felt like a failure all the time? So I started to realize that I needed to bring one piece of puzzle home. So I started to understand all those questions, and I realized, fuck it, man, embrace myself, embrace who I am right now, embrace all the failures in my life, and be ready to be my inner self again. So I realized that I needed to bring that last piece of puzzle home. I needed to finish school. So I went back to school and prepared for the last test that I needed to do. And I grind, prepared, learned, and guess what? I finished it. So I bring that piece of puzzle home, and slowly the other puzzles came back together in my life. I started talking to my friends and family again, and especially my parents. And talking about the problems that I had with my parents was really helpful because they were always willing to help me. Until this day, my bond with my parents is really good and I'm feeling myself again. So I was already 2 or 3 years into lifting, and my physical health was still better than my mental health. But I was making the right moves to keep this in balance. And till this day, I'm on the right way to keep my mental health in balance with my physical health. Because at the moment when I felt down, my physical health was right here and my mental health was right here. And now my mental is right here in balance with my physical health. So I'm making the right moves. And fitness was my drive, you know. It was so satisfying to go 5 days a week to the gym and just clear my mind out there. And I've learned that physical health is nothing without mental health. I've progressed so much in physical and mental health that I've built up a knowledge in life and in fitness. And that is why I've joined Road to Fit. We are here to help and coach people the mindset, because mindset is everything if you want to reach your fitness goals. It's a program that will change your life in a positive way if you are willing to change. Road to Fit is not going to be a regular online coaching platform and a brand. Road to Fit is more than a brand. It's a community, and we are in this together, and we are here to change lives.